Welcome to TDF webinar episode 6 Building a Winning Brand Insights from LAL's Deliciously Disruptive Journey, a top Pakistani brand renowned for luxury chocolates and pastries. Today, we will discuss what it takes to build a successful brand identity and establish a lasting presence in the market. Let's welcome the dynamic duo behind LALS, the dreamer, owner, and founder Ms.Lal Majid and the CEO, Ms.Madeha Sultan.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us today. Winning hearts in both local and international markets, LALS is a prime example of how brands should continuously innovate and adapt in an ever evolving landscape. As we begin, I did like to ask you when you first launched Lal Chocolate, did you envision it becoming a successful and beloved brand it is today? Miss Lal, would you like to answer this? Because I know you are the dreamer and the person behind this whole Lal's concept. So please, Miss Lal, can you answer this
Sorry, I
question?
didn't get your question. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the question
Yeah,
is
I
when
can
you
hear
first
you now.
launched Lal's Chocolates, did you envision it becoming the successful and beloved brand it is today? Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Actually, when we started, I had faith in myself.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you very well. Please continue. So you have faith in yourself.
Sorry,
So,
can you hear
okay.
me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Please continue.
I had faith in myself, and when we started, I knew okay, me and Madhya, inshallah, will do good.
अच्छा ठीक है तो ये कौन सा आपको आइडिया कहाँ से आया मिस लाल आपको हाउ डिड इट कम आउट हाउ डिड यू कम अप विद दिस आइडिया
Actually, I started as a florist, and I was doing
ओके
florist, and I used to do many things. People used to bring chocolate to me कि हमें ये pack कर दो, gift wrap कर दो.
ओके सो लाल मजीद
तो
डू यू
जब
आल्सो
मैं ये
वांट टू
करती
पुट
लोग
इन
मेरे
सम
पास
आई
लेकर आते कि हमारे लिए बाहर की चॉकलेट है ले बनाओ एंड आई कुड सी कि उसके ऊपर फैट आ गया सो आई डिसाइडेड कि यार व्हाई नॉट आइडिया आया कि मैं खुद भी तो बना सकूं.
सही 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 नहीं नहीं आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट आइडिया ये बहुत अच्छा आपने किया था एंड वी नीड ब्रांड्स लोकल ब्रांड्स इन दिस एरिया तो
बिकॉज
Maria, do
या
you also
बिकॉज
want to put in
देखिए
some words in
हर
this area
आदमी
as
जो है
well?
वो
Yeah, yeah, I will.
Sorry, Ji, please, Miss Auntie, please, Miss Lals, please continue if you want, whatever you want to say. Hello, can you hear me, Miss Lals? Madhya, you want to talk about it?
Yeah,
This
no,
question
no,
you wanted to say?
I'll interject while the connectivity issues at the office get resolved. Um,
Okay,
Sorry about that. You know,
no worries.
it's like a pet peeve of mine that you can get like the best connection and somehow still things will not work.
Oh,
Really,
it happens. This happens. Don't worry. Technology sometimes can become a pain as well.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So,
yes.
या
it's really like this is one of the things that's keeping our country back, right? We cannot get our internet connections right. So really, really a pain point.
Oh,
But coming back to your question, Ki, did we ever think, we would be where we are today? Honestly, I don't
yes.
think that we knew where we would be 10, 15 years down the line when we started. You and I
Mm-hmm.
started working together. I remember like ages ago when we wanted to get into the e-commerce space, you were the first people we came to, you know
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
it was such a different time 10 years ago when brands I remember talking to you, and we could not get an electronic merchant account. Only five brands in Pakistan had an electronic merchant
Mhm.
account. Like it was like PIA
Yeah.
and Liberty Books, like maybe five brands had it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And I think you will just started on this, right?
yeah, so
Maybe
I don't think we could have
you
thought.
will
नहीं
only.
इशू है इसका कनेक्टिविटी का.
Yeah. So I think, but I really believe that with any brand, right? If you make a good strategic plan and you keep at it and you keep working and you keep iterating, and even if you don't really know where you're going to be in 15 years, you just keep at it, you will get somewhere good. You will end up somewhere amazing. That's kind of
Yes.
how I feel.
And
And
I
it won't
see you
always
work
be
so
easy. Like, you
hard
have
and
to.
day and night on this brand.
Yeah. And it's not always going to be like, oh, this is a straight path. No, there's going to be really tough parts. We've not had an easy journey. We've had a very difficult journey,
Oh,
So,
I'm
yeah.
sure. So you talk about it in coming questions. So it's like how you turn your passion into a brand. So building a luxury brand requires careful attention to detail. In your
Mhm.
opinion, what are some of the key elements that have made LALS a premium brand?
I think, okay, I think that what makes us a premium brand is the core team at LALS. We have a real
Okay.
desire to produce really, really excellent products, okay, that taste amazing, that have a world class
Mm-hmm.
standard, but that also
Mm-hmm.
look equally amazing, right? We have very high
Mm-hmm.
standards that we set for ourselves, and we're real perfectionists. We keep trying to exceed them, so we don't settle for mediocrity at all. And I think that in
Okay.
luxury, that's absolutely the key. Like, you can't claim to be
Mm-hmm.
high end but then make something mediocre. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people will say that we are expensive. Yeah, maybe we are. When you look at us on a global scale, we're not, but in Pakistan maybe we are. But that's what it
Mm-hmm.
takes in order to produce a quality luxury product. There has to be a certain price that one has to pay. So
Yes.
just keeping the high standards in mind is what's super important.
So you be like, I mean, you have the packages, what you guys are providing, the customer service, the quality. We have just spoken briefly on that bit as well. The packaging, I think so. Like you
Sorry,
guys came up with the interesting and
sorry.
different packages, which was not being produced in Pakistan at that time, or were you importing them, or you were getting it done from some companies here? Because we didn't see those kind of packages at that time when you started those luxury
Look,
high-end
I think
style packages.
when we started, we took inspiration from many global brands, and we couldn't find
Mm,
producers locally for that packaging. And so we were importing packaging from China. But as this is
okay.
when we started, the rupee might have been like rupee dollar was 80 rupees. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As the rupee devalued, we realized it was absolutely not feasible to keep importing our packaging. And very quickly into our work, we started working with local vendors, and we grew together. We taught them, they taught us,
Mm,
we managed to come up with things together. And now we don't, like before, we used to be like, okay, let's travel, let's pick up this box and like try to copy it and replicate it. But that was years ago. Now it's like we've had so much
mm,
experience with this that we don't need to do any of that. We don't need to bring back samples from abroad to try and reverse engineer. We have enough ideas
mm,
and enough materials locally to produce really nice
mm.
looking things. There are still certain things that we can't make in Pakistan that can only really be done in China, but we just don't use those anymore.
Oh, okay. That's important. That's very good that all your packages now is moved from import to local made. So I think so you're saving a lot of investment and all the stuff in this as well.
Absolutely. I mean,
So
all of
when
our
it comes to
chocolate is made in house.
yes, yeah. So are you importing the chocolate, the hardcore chocolate, or they all developed, the chocolate is also developed here, or
Everything
is it
is
like
made
an
from
imported
scratch
chocolate?
in our factory. Everything from scratch, from cocoa. We just import cocoa.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Great. So that's awesome because so you did started your factory some time back, right? Before that, you were getting it imported initially when you started. Am I correct? Or you
No,
started
no,
making
we
the
were
chocolate?
making some of no, we were making few things in our existing premises. Like अपना जो शाबाज का था उस पे हम बना रहे थे काफी चीजें काफी साल पहले
ठीक
हमने
है
बनाना शुरू कर दिया था बट फैक्ट्री तो
सही
अभी 2 साल पहले लगाई है एंड फिलिंग्स हम इंपोर्ट करते थे वो भी हम अब खुद सारी बना रहे हैं दैट आल्सो वी आर डूइंग
wow
आवरसेल्फ
amazing 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 So, if you go to how the brand navigated competition from imported alternatives, like imported chocolate over the years, like there were so many imported chocolate, and there still we get so many imported chocolates. So, how are you competing with them, and how did you navigate through that whole competition?
Okay, so within Pakistan, in the luxury
Uh-huh.
segment, there's only like two or
Mm.
three imported brands. Okay,
Yes.
and say you can take Lint for example, or Godiva. These are the luxury
Mm.
segment. Maybe some Nestle brand or the other. These are
Yes.
not officially imported. These are all gray market smuggled items that are not coming
Mm.
in through formal channels. Um,
Yes.
Competing with them on a brand perspective, it's not it's not that easy because Lint is a very established brand, and a lot of the consumer mindset is that, oh, okay, Lint must be better because it's a globally known brand. But that's
Mm-hmm.
slowly changing. A lot of people who will eat our chocolate and then eat a Lint bar purchased in
Mm-hmm.
Karachi will quickly realize that actually that chocolate from abroad is not fresh, and ours is very fresh
Mm-hmm.
and it tastes better. So if you do a like for like
Mm-hmm.
comparison, our chocolate is better, right? It's fresher and all of that. So slowly,
I
but
yes, please
the reason
continue.
it's difficult to compete with a smuggled chocolate is because those people are not paying duties, they're not paying taxes, they're smuggling it in and they're selling it cheap. If they were actually importing it
Mm-hmm.
officially and paying the duties and taxes, they would not even be able to compete on price with us.
Hmm. But I think so that is reversed now with this dollar devaluation. So now I see
No,
that these
smuggling is
chocolates are
still
like in
rampant,
the same
Naumeena.
way price range as yours, more or less, or
Yeah, no, I
more
mean,
maybe.
honestly, smuggling is still rampant. The borders, people, people bring in things at very low duty. So until that really is clamped down on, local,
Hmm.
but thankfully, still, our brand is well recognized within Pakistan, and people know that it is actually a uh, better than imported alternative.
Achha, I haven't never seen large chocolate like the bar, especially which in different shops, like in the distribution model. Are you looking into that as well? Because I feel like that all these Lent chocolates and then there's LALs there, especially with
No,
nowadays like made in Pakistan thing.
the
So
chocolate
would
bars
you
that you
get
see as
more
my
mileage?
are actually
I'm sorry, I
available.
didn't.
I'm saying the chocolate bars that you see as my backdrop, these are actually available in
Hmm.
retail stores in Karachi. We're in about 20 stores. So Springs,
Okay,
Nahid, Fresh Basket.
okay,
I don't know
okay,
which store you frequent because my team should hear this
okay.
that you haven't seen the bars in any retail stores.
Yeah, somehow I don't know why I haven't seen it. I went to last like few weeks back and I tried your bars and everything, and they were really good. It's just like it's far from my place, so I just don't get to go to the shop that often. But yes, I
Correct.
mean I am into a dark chocolates. So, Miss Lal, would you like to put something? Would you like to say something on this point? Anything which on your आप क्या कहना भी चाहती हैं इस पर?
हाँ, ऐसा है कि जैसे जब हम लोगों के लोग ट्राई करते हैं, लाइक जैसे अभी हम दुबई में लॉन्च कर रहे थे, एक पॉपअप हुआ एंड वी वर देयर, मी एंड मदिहा टुगेदर, एंड इट वाज सो इंटरेस्टिंग कि लोगों ने मुंह में डाला एंड दे सेड या वी लव इट, एंड दे वुड लुक, दे वांटेड टू बाय दैट चॉकलेट. सो जब मेरे पास कोई भी आता है, और अभी रिसेंटली मेरी फैमिली के लोग जैसे अमेरिका कनाडा ले गए, यहाँ से बहुत
Mhm.
सारी, एंड जो उनके रिव्यूज मैं मदिया को पास ऑन करती हूँ कि पीपल आर लविंग इट. लाइक जैसे मदिया ने एक दिन मुझे कहा कि माँ वी शुड हैव सम लोकल फ्लेवर्स आल्सो. सो वी
Mhm.
स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन इट, मैंने उसको काम किया उस पे, एंड वी केम अप विद टू फ्लेवर्स लाइक रसमलाई एंड नान
And
खटाई.
naan khatai. Yes, yes,
सो
yes, yes.
मतलब
I
जब भी
haven't
कोई
tried those, but yes, inshallah, I'll try them someday. Yes.
यहाँ, मतलब जब कोई आके टेस्ट करता है, मैं तो यहाँ मौजूद होती हूँ सारा दिन, तो मुझे ये मजा आता है कि जो जो कोई लोग आकर लेना चाहते हैं एंड उनको अपने सेल्फ कंजम्पशन के लिए चाहिए, तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत मजा आता है टेस्टिंग पे के लोग पसंद करते हैं, यू नो.
And recently he evolved in terms of कि अभी आपने एक क्रिकेट के हिसाब से क्रिकेट जो हो रहा था उसके हिसाब से आपने पूरे चॉकलेट का एक डिफरेंट एक वर्जन निकाला था which was a limited edition. So that was
बॉबी
very
या
interesting and I saw that it's all sold out.
The Bobby bar. We made an ode to Babar Azam.
मुझे मुझे मैं आपको बताऊं, मुझे बहुत मजा आता है जब कोई मैं नई चीज बनाती हूँ और फिर उसको लोगों को पसंद आती है, उसकी उसकी डिमांड होती है, उसको पसंद करते हैं. सो आई लव इट. जैसे भी मैंने अपनी ग्रैंड डॉटर के लिए बनाई है चॉकलेट, और मुझे सारा दिन कोई ना कोई उसके बारे में अच्छे रिव्यूज मिलते हैं. सो आई जस्ट लव इट कि अच्छा, लोगों को मजा आ रहा है. Madhya was very,
Definitely understand.
nice. She said कि हम क्यों कैसे compete करें, but जब मेरे पास कोई कहता है कि lint, मैं कहती हूँ lint मेरी उससे बेहतर है.
Definitely, it is much fresher and much better from lint. Definitely, there's a difference, and when you have a sort of like a homemade chocolate as compared to some which is,
आर्टिजान में और कमर्शियल
already
में
spread.
फर्क तो होगा. आर्टिजान
Of course,
चॉकलेट
of
में और
course.
कमर्शियल चीज में फर्क तो होगा.
Of course, of course. वो तो फिर आपका हर चीज होता है. Anyway, so Abhi, let's talk a little bit about your digital journey. Uh, as mentioned earlier, Madhya, so you and me started the e-commerce journey like ages back, decades back, I think so, when you initially
Yes.
started this. So,
Yes.
I mean, and when most of the business were not doing. So, when and why did you feel the need to build an online presence at that time? And how, what is, so, yeah.
I mean,
We
मध्या
it. I
would
already
think
know
like
that,
it, but not that people doesn't know who are listening to us. Yes.
sorry.
So I just want to know when and why did you feel the need to build an online presence at that age, at that time, in your initial time?
I mean, I
And
think
then
it
you
just
grew
made
up.
sense to me. Everything was going digital in the rest of the world, and just because we hadn't caught up at that time, and then we did very soon after, right?
Yes.
So it's glad we were ready, and we went through so many iterations of our e-commerce store before, and that's actually something that even your customers, I'm sure, they realize that it's not like, oh,
Mm.
you've built a website and then you're done. No, you have to constantly reinvest in building your website. You have to treat your website
Yes.
the same way you would treat a beautiful shop. It needs maintenance, it needs constant reinvestment and upgradation and a staff and everything, right? So e-commerce is in it so much more important than brick and mortar, or equally important today.
yeah, we
So
treat it
nowadays,
as a store.
Gigi, will you please, Ms.Lal?
मैंने कहा ई कॉमर्स इज अ स्टोर, हमारा वेबसाइट इज अ स्टोर, हम उसको इसी तरह ट्रीट
Yes.
करते हैं.
जी जी
एंड
जी.
आई फील वेरी
तो
गुड
वो
व्हेन जब लोग आके कहते हैं हमने अपने फ्रेंड्स को इसके थ्रू ऑर्डर किया. बाहर से लोग बहुत ऑर्डर करते
हाँ.
हैं इंटरनेशनल.
नहीं वो बहुत अच्छा है एंड आई थिंक सो हमारी अब तो बहुत बेहतर हो गया है एंड आई थिंक कोविड रियली हेल्प विद दिस ऑनलाइन ऑर्डरिंग पार्ट पीपल आर बिकमिंग मोर एंड मोर कॉन्फिडेंट एंड उनका एक ट्रस्ट बिल्ड हो रहा है बिकॉज अक्सर लोगों को एक प्रॉब्लम होती थी व्हेन इट कम्स टू कार्ड ट्रांजैक्शंस तो वो एक चीज आई थिंक सो कोविड हेल्प अ लॉट इन दिस so did you find any difference between your orders coming before the covid and after during the covid and after the covid so did you find that there was a huge change in the market dynamic on in online market or digital front? So
Absolutely,
what kind of a
absolutely. I think all over the world this was felt, right? Everybody,
yes.
everybody and everything went online very quickly. This seems so normal to
Mm-hmm.
us. This webinar that we're having seems so normal to us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Dubai, she's in
Yes.
Karachi, right? You're where you are. I don't even ask where you are. So this just did not exist
Right.
before that time. Like, I could not have
Yes.
imagined that, oh, I'll live in Dubai and I'll run my company from there and just have Zoom meetings and try to have a business abroad. Everything changed.
Yes.
Everything went online, and I think the consumers just became much more accepting of just trying something from a website.
Yes. The overall, like your turnover changed a lot, right? On the website sales, the
Actually,
website sales.
before COVID, we were quite lazy when it came to our website. We had the one that your company had done for us for many years, and then I don't even know what we did. We just let it like slide. We were very lazy about it, and the minute COVID hit, we realized that, oh, we need to build a new website, and
Uh-huh.
just suddenly became laser focused on building a new e-commerce website. Like, I think we started work on it May of 2020, 2 months into COVID. We finished it around
Okay.
November 2020, and we were relatively
Wow.
pleased with it. Okay, it was on WooCommerce, and we were relatively pleased with it. But literally 6 months
Mm.
later, we realized, oh, this doesn't work for us. Our online business is growing. This is not cutting it. We need to be on Shopify, or we need to be on a better platform. And we built another one, and
Oh, wow.
so we kept reinvesting in our e-commerce. And even now, like, this is something that we don't want to be at all, uh, you know, complacent about. E-commerce is just something we want to keep building on, keep thinking of ways to improve on it.
Uh, lot of people doesn't understand the ROI when it comes to e-commerce sales and everything because they say, okay, there's a lot of investment and running costs and this and that, and
Yeah.
companies have issues with running it. Especially if I talk about the female entrepreneurs, a lot of
Hmm.
females say, okay, we are just doing it fine with the social media. Why to go
Yep.
on website? Who's going to run it? And we are not going to get enough. We have to pay so much maintenance, this and that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
would you like to put in some words on this matter? How you
Absolutely.
maintain?
I think if you're doing well on social media, you're able to, you post a picture of an outfit and people message you, and then you can size and whatever. If you are happy running that model, that's well and good, right? If you have bigger aspirations, if you say, you know what, I make beautiful products, I'm going to make them in multiple sizes, I'm just going to make them available on my website, you can come and purchase, and you have a different vision. So I think it's very important for people to know what size they want to be. Uh, Using social media as a sales platform is excellent, but at some
Mm-hmm.
point that will get exhausting. And even if you hire two or three customer service reps, there are chances of mistakes and all of that. So having one e-commerce shop makes your life much simpler, but at the same time you have to treat it like an actual shop. It needs to be staffed, it needs to have inventory, it needs to have amazing fulfillment and customer service. It's not just that, oh, you've made a beautiful website. The actual back end operations of it have to be top notch for people to keep coming back to you. And yeah, you might make mistakes, like we make mistakes, but then we apologize and we make up for it and we learn from it.
Yeah. So apologize is something which I think all Pakistani needs to know how to apologize because a lot of customer just wants that if there's a mistake, they just want an apology. Okay, because we all make mistakes, which you have mentioned. But a lot of brands they don't understand that point of saying sorry or apologizing. Okay, and but nowadays things are getting better when it comes to customer service, but definitely there is. So going back more into the social media. So recently, and also recently, you guys had launched a golden ticket campaign, and it was the idea of visiting chocolate factory was very exciting, more like the
Mhm.
Charlie and the chocolate factory style. So how did it respond, and what gave you that idea? Because for this social media
I'll let
campaign
I'll
which
let
you
my
guys
mom
run.
I let my mom answer this one. The idea came from the movie
Please,
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because that's what happens in that movie, but she can tell you about the activity.
please,
बट ये
please.
हाँ, बट मदिया इन लोगों ने ये सब कर लिया, बट जो मैंने उसको एंजॉय किया when I was with the kids and they wanted to see the factory, और जिन लोगों का नहीं निकला बाद में उन्होंने मुझे फोन की कि यार एक और दफा करो, और but the kids were so happy and we really worked for that कि भाई ये आता कहाँ से है, चॉकलेट कैसे बनता है, दरख्त पे कैसे उगता है, ये वो सब लोगों के लिए भी सरप्राइज था। और फिर उनको हमने ये अपॉर्चुनिटी दी कि वो अपने हाथ से चॉकलेट को बनाएं, चॉकलेट को फ्लो करके देखें। सो जो चॉकलेट की स्मेल और वो जो इन्वायरमेंट थी, किड्स वर सो हैप्पी। और फिर उनके लिए हमने वो बैग्स बना के गुडी बैग्स दिए, तो एवरीबडी जस्ट लव्ड इट। बाद में भी हमारे पास बहुत आया कि प्लीज एक एक्टिविटी करो, स्कूल्स ने कहा हमारे लिए एक्टिविटी करो। इंशाल्लाह विल प्लान फॉर दैट आल्सो समर में।
Because I am sure about it because I myself I would love to go and check out the chocolate factory and how it's work and how it produces because it's something in Pakistan I don't think so anyone as such has like a chocolate factory. Any company has a chocolate factory where you can go and visit it. So I think that's a very great idea if more kids and more people are getting given the opportunity to go and visit your factory and see how this is being. So it's quite educational in that aspect, and I'm sure you will love it since you are so much into chocolate here. So,
तो बड़ों को भी बहुत मजा आ रहा
so
था, जो पेरेंट्स साथ आ रहे थे, they were also
mm,
enjoying it.
okay, great. So, Ms.Lal, आपकी ये जो सोशल जर्नी थी या आपकी जो पूरी जर्नी में लाल्स की, अभी हम इसमें आगे आएंगे इन टर्म्स ऑफ के हमारी आपके जो एक्सपेंशन प्लान्स पर उस पर हम बात करेंगे. अभी आप जैसे लाहौर गए थे, so how difficult it was for you to uh, go to another city. Another country we'll talk about later, but going to another city, keeping the same value, the same, you can say, the quality, the same everything. So, do you have like a warehousing? How did it all came out to be? Because going to another market is very difficult task.
I tell you
So, what
something.
was your journey?
नो, आई टेल यू समथिंग, कोई भी आप नई चीज करेंगे ना, तो आपके पास
जी.
पेशेंस की जरूरत है, आपके पास टीम की जरूरत है, और उसके बाद देखिए
Mhm.
शुरू में हर एक को डिफिकल्टीज आती हैं, कहीं भी हम शुरू करेंगे, लेकिन वो जो थोड़े
जी.
छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स लेकर करते हैं, फिर अगर आपके पास टीम हो और आपके पास पेशेंस हो, तो इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट. अब तो हमें भूल भी गया कि हमें कोई डिफिकल्टीज हुई थी. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर.
All
I
right. So,
remember
ये
them
तो
very
अच्छी
well.
बात
I
है.
remember them very well because वो मुझे हुई थी difficulties. Okay, इनको शायद नहीं हुई थी. तो
नहीं हुई थी.
वो जो जो फाइनेंशियल दर्द होता है और जो ऑपरेशनल दर्द होता है वो ज़्यादा मैं लेती हूँ. ये तो इन्होंने चॉकलेट
Okay.
बनाने का दर्द लेना है. तो अगर आप इनसे फैक्ट्री के दर्द पूछें तो ये आपको बता सकती हैं, you know. No, I think for us when we first went to Lahore, I'll tell you,
Um,
our first outlet was in this fancy new mall called the Mall of Lahore, and it didn't do very well. It didn't do very well, and we were like, we'd spent a lot of money, and we'd hired a top-notch architect, and we'd opened this shop, and we had trained a guy in Karachi and sent him there, you know, to go live there, and then hired also like a couple of people over there. Um, it didn't do well, but I think the the fortuitous thing that happened, now I can't remember ye kisne kaha or kaise hua, but basically we decided ki okay yaar, this location is not working, this mall isn't working, let's take the fixtures out of this shop and go somewhere else. And then we found one other location and we just quickly huddled it together and put the shop there. And slowly it started working. But for us, Lahore really actually took off when in 2017 we opened our third location over there. um,
okay.
we hired a new consultant who we'd worked with in the past, who was much better at making shops, and we made this beautiful shop on Alam Road. So I think that you learn along
Okay.
the way that your location has to be correct, your shop has to be really beautiful looking, and of course, the products have to be great too. But many things you learn along the way. And patience,
Mm.
nothing works overnight. It took us a few years to make it in Lahore. Now, mashallah, it does really, really well. And now we're looking at Islamabad and new locations there. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you
And
did,
obviously, we
so
started in Dubai a month ago. So, we're doing that too.
what are you doing in the coming month?
I'm saying last month we launched in Dubai. So, that's been
Yes.
our focus
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
That will come in a little more while because that's then when we go into the international market, and I'm sure the international market has their own pros and cons. And again, that one of the things which is the operation, especially of the food operation, is always a very difficult task. How
Yeah.
do you work that out? When it comes to Lahore market, I was just going through. I mean, I've recently been to Lahore and many times as well before. I feel like the lower market is more about how you are presented, and even a small shop. And if it's a small place in Pakistan, which is in Karachi, which is like normally made in Lahore, they have like really worked hard in terms of making it fancy, so people get
Mhm.
attracted to come there. So
Mhm.
the Malam Road, I'm sure your consultant was very good at making this judgment and showing you the right path on this part. So, okay, so when going forward on this area, so Like Lahore, you think so in Lahore, the digital campaigns which you guys ran helped you in terms of getting more mileage?
Absolutely. Us and most businesses today are entirely focused on digital campaigns, right? Out of home and billboard and TV, this is like pretty dead, in my opinion. And not just in my opinion, I
Mhm.
think everybody knows it. It's dead. So I think what really it's all digital marketing now, and digital marketing and people actually coming in contact with your product.
Okay. So, do you want to give any advice to anyone in terms of digital marketing, especially the new females or the brands who would like to go into it? Because some brands spend a lot and they don't get that kind of mileage, and then some brands spend hardly spend anything, and they still say, "Okay, we don't have the budget." So again, digital marketing budget is something an ROI which a lot of brands sort of like they can't make a decision how to work around it. And I always feel like that. I always say that you first have to invest in order to get some returns on it. So most of people in Pakistan or the brands in Pakistan usually sometimes they don't understand that logic. They say, "Oh, we'll invest when we have the money." So
Yeah.
actually, sometimes I just don't know how that works out because if you have some product operation and you're not doing marketing, so it just doesn't work out like that. So share your input in this area and Ms. Lal's
Um,
were.
Yeah.
my thought is that you absolutely need to put aside a launch marketing budget in any product launch, right? If you're new, you must look to spend a lot of money getting product knowledge out there before you're going to get the revenue. There are very few overnight
Hmm.
success stories. Oh, here's my product, and everybody rushes to buy it. Unless you're
Yes.
in, I don't know, luxury lawn. I don't even know if luxury lawn में भी ये होता है अब कि नहीं. They also need to take pictures and market it. Um,
Yes.
and to me, digital marketing is only as good as the content that you are marketing. Okay, so you can have a great chocolate bar, but that might taste amazing. But if you didn't take a good picture of it, if you didn't style it properly, and if you didn't make a nice reel with it, and you don't have people talking about it, then it's getting lost. There is too much amazing content and digital marketing aesthetic out there for anyone to do mediocre anything and succeed, right? So
Okay.
I feel like whether it's a digital marketing company or a client, my advice to both is that it's, the media, the thing that you are actually putting out there really, really matters. And then obviously you have to spend money behind it. If you take a beautiful photo, you have to put money behind getting it out there. You can't just put that one photo and expect organic likes, because Meta and whatever all the platforms you're putting it on, they're not going to give it reach.
Okay.
I hope that that's what you were looking for in terms of an answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think that that really makes a huge difference in terms of like because a lot of people don't understand this part, and they are getting better. People are getting more and more into digital savvy. So let's go
Mhm.
into your international expansion. So after what inspired LAL's expansion to the global markets, particularly starting from the UAE?
What inspired it? Well, I think truthfully, it was the horrible state of affairs of our economy, the rapid devaluation of the rupee. As a business owner, I felt a great sense of insecurity earning in rupees because it was so rapidly deteriorating. And I felt like, gosh, we need to export, we need to earn in foreign currency in order for us to be able to survive, right? So it really came from that place of, oh my god, like this cannot continue to be all our eggs in this Pakistan basket, right? That was a place of fear. This conversation I
Mhm.
had with myself over a year ago, maybe even
Okay.
longer. And then I started having this
Okay.
conversation with our team, with my mother, with my head of marketing, and it was like, okay, we are producing our own chocolate. We're import substituted now completely. How do we export? Do we look to export to Europe? Do we look to export to the US? What should we try and do? Or should we go towards a new market and then just replicate exactly what we're doing in Pakistan? So there's all of these thoughts. And then last year I came to Dubai 3 or 4 times over the course of like a quarter. And
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, okay, this is a very saturated market, yes, but there is a big expat community of Pakistanis that already knows us here. And it's close enough from home that we could potentially, it's not that difficult to try it out over here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and more than anything, I think we just really, I wanted to try it. I wanted that challenge. Okay, if I've been talking all of this while that, oh, I make a world class product, we make this, our aesthetic is of that sort of a caliber. Well, can we also compete with world class brands in this global city? And so that, we
Mm-hmm.
took on that challenge and we launched last month. And now, just pray and hope it goes well.
Good, good, good. So, what if you open a shop instead of just go into a distributor model? Like, do you want to, the shop is basically a lot of investment, you need a lot of financing for all of this thing. So, with your research and with your, going back and forth, so you thought like the shop will be because it's a risky thing and you are investing so much money in terms of opening a shop. So why didn't you go for distributor models for your bars or anything like that?
No, so we don't have a physical shop here. We are online only.
Okay. In
Yeah.
UAE.
And in the UAE,
Okay.
yes. And the reason that we did not go for a distributor model is because we are
Uh-huh.
primarily a chocolate gifting brand. Um, and in order
Mm.
for our core purpose is to bring joy to people's lives through our gifts, through our chocolates. And that is not something we
Mhm.
can give to a distributor to do. That has to be, the gift
Okay.
has to be made by us and delivered in the right manner.
So if it's an online shop, is it like an online shop or you have like a shop? I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't get it
just
correctly.
online. We're just online in the UAE.
Just online on the in the UAE. Okay, okay, great, great, great. So the thing is that then you're planning to open your own shop in UAE eventually once you
Yeah.
get more recognition, got orders, or you're looking into B2B more mostly
No,
when
no,
it comes to UAE.
we're looking into having our own physical retail presence as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So we should be hoping in next 1 or 2 years we'll see a proper retail in somewhere Dubai Mall or Emirates Mall or somewhere
Inshallah,
like that.
inshallah,
Am I correct?
inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. And we'll be looking forward to it because a Pakistani brand in these kind of malls would be like something, a big achievement on your behalf of both of you. मिस लाल तो आपको कुछ कहना है इस सिलसिले में ये जो इसके जो एक चॉकलेट सिंस यू लुक आफ्टर द फैक्ट्री जो होल ऑपरेशन पार्ट के चॉकलेट्स का यहाँ से दुबई को वो करना उसको पाकिस्तान से इनको एक्सपोर्ट करना दुबई पर एंड ऑल दिस स्टफ इसकी क्या आपके पास प्रॉब्लम ऑपरेशनल प्रॉब्लम्स क्या आ रहे थे
देखिए, कोई मैंने जैसे पहले कहा था ना नोमीना के कोई भी चीज़ के शुरू में तो आपको टीथिंग प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, तो मैं उसको इतना
जी जी
मदिया कहेंगी कि मुश्किलात मैंने देखी माँ, लेकिन मैं उसके ऊपर इतनी ज़्यादा बात नहीं करती बिकॉज़ हमने मुश्किलात से खेलना सीखा है। तो
लेकिन मैं चाहती हूँ करें बात बिकॉज देखिए मसला ये कि लॉट ऑफ पीपल देखिए आप यू आर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर in a way ठीक है ना because you have been going through problems that वो आप solve करें but here we would like that आप थोड़ा सा बात करें ताकि लोगों को थोड़ा सा और insight मिले कि how you resolve some तो एक तो कोई आया आपके पास example हो which you can share and how you sort of resolve it it just gives an insight to other people when they watch this webinar that how you resolve those issues
देखिए, जैसे अब हमें जब चीज़ें भेजनी थी, हमारे पास टाइम की शॉर्टेज थी, कोई चीज़ भेज दी तो हमें टीसीएस से भेजना है, पर्सनली लेके जाना है, तो वो सब चीज़ें छोटी-छोटी मुश्किलात आती गईं और हम उसको उसी लेवल पर मतलब डील करते गए कि भई जब कोई
Hmm.
चीज़ एक्सपोर्ट करनी है, वो एक है उसकी सर्टिफ़िकेशन वग़ैरह जैसे मदिया वो सब चीज़ देख रही थी, मैं चीज़ें बना कर के किस तरीके से उसको जाना है, उसकी कोल्ड चेन को कैसे
I
होना
would
है।
give you an example of, say now we were launching UAE at the same time we were also in the middle of our biggest
ईद
season of the year, which is Ramzan, right? So I knew that okay, if I am singularly focused on Dubai and that launch, I knew that okay, my mom is there in the factory and she is making sure that all of our Ramzan production is happening as per schedule, and if there are any issues, she's there to motivate the team. Because basically, it's about motivating people to do
Yeah.
better. Right? And so,
Yes.
and if there are problems, which there are, look, everybody, there are delays, or things don't come in on time. And
Mm.
sometimes customers don't understand that, and obviously they're naturally upset कि जी पहले रोजे पे हमने अपने सारे गिफ्ट्स भेजने थे, आपने डिले कर दिया. So in problems like that, you just have to be really humble, and that's what we do. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, we're really sorry, yeah, we messed up, we promised you that we'd get it on the first, but it was out of our control, and now it'll be 2 days late, we're really sorry. you know
So let's go back to UAE. So when you launched your brand in UAE, so where do other Pakistani brands stand in the global market, in your opinion? So how did people take a Pakistani brand in UAE?
you know Nomina, this is a tricky one. It's only been 1 month. um
Okay.
when I talk to people, I talk to other Pakistanis and I tell them I'm doing this, they're like, oh, okay, downplay the Pakistan angle. You don't need to tell everybody your chocolates from Pakistan, because if you do, it won't be considered very well. I've and so then I'm like, yeah, that's true. Okay, let's downplay the Pakistan angle. But then when we meet people, like we did this pop-up shop at a like a market, okay, and both of us were there, and people were
Mm.
tasting the chocolate, and as they were meeting us and tasting the chocolate, they were like, oh, it's from Pakistan, but oh my, it tastes so good. And so it has to be a very personal interaction with the customer for their perception to change, okay. But if they just maybe
Mm.
see that bar on a retail shelf and it says made in Pakistan, I don't know how enticed they will be to buy it, because brand Pakistan isn't amazing.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that it can't be made amazing. I think it's a really tricky marketing project to
बच्चे
use.
लेकिन सब लोग people don't know कि क्या पाकिस्तान में चॉकलेट बन सकती है. That's the problem also, na?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
brand, I mean, so it's a really tricky thing. And so what we are doing is we're positioning ourselves as a South Asian brand, a brand that is true to South Asian ethnic roots. And so we're doing that kind of talk, and I hope that we see a day where we can really proudly be like, yeah, like made in Italy is a brand, or made in
India is a brand. I mean, like when India launches, they always say made in India, and
yep,
they're very
yep,
proud of saying it. So I
yep.
think more about like I think it's more about our personal thing about Pakistan undermining the Pakistan name as such. In that sense, maybe it's our own lack of confidence in our own
No,
country,
no,
which
Nomina,
makes
it's
us.
not. It's not. Listen, it's simple as that. You and I both know that China is a global powerhouse, right? We know that China makes amazing things. But even today, when you see something made in China versus made in Italy, your first instinct is to go for not made in China. It's horrible. I think Chinese products are really, really good. But unfortunately, brand
Yes.
China was made bad. So until the brand that is Pakistan turns itself around, and single-handedly LALS cannot turn around brand Pakistan, right? Every other
True.
product that
True.
comes out of Pakistan has to do better. You go to a food fair, you go to a trade fair, and you will see, we used to travel to these big food fairs in, whether in Europe, and now they're all in Dubai. And you see the booths put up by the Thai companies or by the Indian companies, and then you see the ones put up by the Pakistani companies. They're slowly improving. National Foods did a great one this year. Ismail Industries does a great job as well. I think brand Pakistan will
Yes.
slowly improve. It's going to happen.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. I think so. A lot of companies in Pakistan, and they are like organizations, business communities are now working towards made in Pakistan label, and they are trying to build the brand and export as much as our product, because we have very good products which can be exported and which can be go to a different market. So, what are the future plans for your brand? How do you see it evolving in the coming years, both geographically and in terms of product offering?
We've mashallah had quite a lot of growth in terms of internally, like personal growth. Like we built a purpose built factory last year, and we just did this Dubai expansion right now. So I think that personally, I believe in sort of slow and steady organic growth. Um, but so this year, our goal is to make Dubai a success, to keep working on that, to keep telling people that our chocolates are amazing, and so that's a core focus for this next year. And we also plan to
Mhm.
open a store in Islamabad, so that's something that's on the horizon. And in terms of product development, that's something that my mom can answer.
या
Please.
या स्टे मतलब ये कांस्टेंट हम करते रहते हैं, बल्कि समटाइम्स कुछ थोड़ा सा रुकना पड़ता है कि भाई अभी ये जितने प्रोडक्ट्स बन गए हैं उसको हम मार्केट कर लें। लाइक जब अभी हमने रिसेंटली दर्जे बनाए, पीपल जस्ट लव्ड इट। अभी सिर्फ 2 फ्लेवर्स की, एवरीबॉडी इज आस्किंग फॉर मोर फ्लेवर्स। सो हमारे उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों का वो है जगह। और इंशाल्लाह ताला ऑफ कोर्स वी आर प्लानिंग। बच्चों के लिए हमने एक स्टोर है, उसके लिए हमने बच्चों की चॉकलेट खास बनाई और इट्स वेरी पॉपुलर। सो एंड आई बिलीव दिस कि आप ग्रेजुअली छोटे स्टेप्स लेकर आगे जाएं, इट्स बेटर।
Definitely, definitely. As long as it's a steady and pace which you want to go,
बट
so you don't
कांस्टेंट
fall. But
इनोवेशन की जरूरत रहती है, कांस्टेंट
वो तो
इनोवेशन की
definitely,
जरूरत रहती है। और दूसरा ये कि जो
definitely that
जैसे जैसे हमारे कैलेंडर का टाइम आता है, अभी मदर्स डे पे वर्क कर रहे हैं तो उनके लिए वी डू समथिंग नाइस फॉर देम। अभी एक तो ईद के लिए अलग था, वैलेंटाइन अलग था। तो जैस जो भी ओकेजन है, ओकेजन्स के लिए भी वी डू समथिंग न्यू एवरी टाइम।
Sahi. Really, that is very good. And innovation is something which I think every brand has to do it in order to stay alive and to give something new, different to their customer, though they stay attracted to you and interactive to you as well. So we do have a little audience. I would like to see that if anyone has any questions, so please raise or let us know. Otherwise, we'll just end the note. Um, I guess presently there is none. So thank you so much, Ms. Lal and Madhya. Do you want to share any input or any insight or some message to the audience in terms of your growth, in terms of the company, or anything you want to say?
I mean, I just want to go, Ma.
आई वुड से कि दो चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं अपने कोई भी बिजनेस
Please.
के लिए। हैव ट्रस्ट इन योर सेल्फ, एंड नंबर टू, हैव पेशेंस, यू विल ग्रो।
Yeah. ठीक है. And Madhya, you have some input on this?
डोंट से नो टू एनीथिंग।
Yeah.
um, I mean, I wasn't giving advice. I was just going to say, support us, pray for us, and thank you, thank you to those who come to LALS. I'm not giving other people
See, we
advice.
have two different visions in terms of a conclusion, Mark. So that's
Yeah,
nice. And that's
yeah.
nice, Miss Last, to give us some advice. And I think we all needed it. And it's a constant reminder which we need to put it in our somewhere, maybe write it
Because
somewhere on the wall that, this is you have
चाहिए.
to stay because working or doing business in Pakistan is a continuously ups and downs, and you need to be very, very patient in all
Yes,
aspects. So let me just end the note. Thank you for sharing these valuable lessons with us, and I am confident this conversation will be a source of inspiration for all the listeners, particularly women who are considering pursuing their passions. We look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Remember, leading a business with passion and dedication is a recipe for long term success. And again, thank you so much, Madhya. Thank you so much, Ms. Lal. It was an honor to have you on this show, and I
Thank you.
wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And thank you again.
thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
thank you।
Bye.
Thank you.